Who is telling the story, and can you trust them? These two questions are the engine of all great fiction. The first is about perspective. Are you inside a character's head, seeing through their eyes in first person, or are you a distant, all-knowing observer? But the second question, about trust, is where things get interesting. That's all about narrative voice. Voice isn't just writing style, it's the character's soul on the page. It's their education, their social class, their historical era, their state of mind. Think of it this way. An educated Victorian woman might say, "I find myself compelled to articulate the profound disquiet that has settled upon my consciousness." A modern teenager can't stop thinking about what happened. It's messing with my head. Same core feeling, but the voice creates two entirely different experiences. This is built from two tools, diction, or word choice, and syntax, or sentence structure. An anxious character's thoughts might break into fragments. What if? No, but maybe. Why didn't I? Their psychology literally shapes the grammar. An impulsive character uses short, decisive sentences. I saw it, I knew, I had to act. Getting this right is key to creating a believable world. A character from the 1920s can't use modern slang without shattering the illusion. But sometimes a narrator's voice is designed to mislead. They can be unreliable, biased, confused, or even intentionally lying. This forces you to become a detective, piecing together the truth they're trying to hide. Ultimately, voice is meaning. It's not decoration. It's how you prove you truly understand a character, by inhabiting their mind and speaking with their voice. It's the difference between telling a story and truly bringing it to life.